Hello everyone. We are here with another video which is going to explain about the different types of medical writing. Um, what is medical writing? Medical writing is a diverse field that encompasses various types of documents and content related to healthcare and medicine. So the first type that we are going to discuss is that medical writing is needed when you write medical journals and research papers. So, these are academic papers that report the results of medical research studies, clinical trials, and case reports. They follow specific guidelines and are published in medical journals. So, this needs some amount of expertise, and there are many courses that you can access online to increase your confidence in this kind of writing. This definitely needs some amount of help, and it cannot be started just from scratch. You can't start it like that. You need help, and you need some guides who can teach you how to do this. The next would be regulatory medical writing. So this involves preparing documents for regulatory agencies such as the Food and Drug Administration to support the approval of new drugs, medical devices, or therapies. Again, there are a set of rules and regulations that are followed while writing for such agencies, regulatory agencies. This also requires specialized training. Medical marketing and promotional materials. Medical writers create content for promotional brochures, product monographs, websites, and other materials used to market pharmaceuticals and medical devices to healthcare professionals and patients. Now, when we say that marketing needed for healthcare professionals, we must understand we are talking about, let's suppose there is a new drug that has come in the market, and the doctors are not aware about it. They know that something of this sort has earlier come into the market and it's being prescribed all over. But this new drug has got its own new set of advantages. How to make or how to educate the doctors so that they can prescribe it to the patients, and finally the patients can take advantage from the new drug that has been, that has been prepared now by that particular company. So that all these need, it needs promotional material, it needs content, and that is what these medical writers, or as a medical writer or health writer, you're going to prepare. Then medical education materials, which is the content for medical textbooks, continuing medical education courses, and medical training materials for healthcare professionals. It's the same thing, but this one is more into, it's going to be in a more formal format, because this is going to be, there will be a proper course outline that has to be prepared first, and from that, according to that outline, you will have to prepare the content for that particular course. So yes, there is a difference in the format, but still this is something which is quite achievable without there is, you're not required to do a separate course if you are interested in writing medical education material. A bit of study or research through online sources, and enrolling yourself into small courses can also help you a lot. Although more important here is for you to go through Google and try to understand how a CME course looks like. I'm sure most of you must have already enrolled for one or two in your career, so you know how it is, and you just have to get the feel and then prepare it yourself when you are asked to. Next is patient education material. This is basically developing education material for patients, as the name suggests. That can be brochures, pamphlets, and online resources like blogs to help them understand medical conditions, treatments, and preventive measures. This is something which we all do. The only difference is the use of layman term so that they can understand it in a better way. Uh, while writing content for brochures, pamphlets, we have to take things in consideration like the images, whether we are using infographics, what kind of images we are using. So if suppose the image is the center part of the brochure, then the content that we would be writing should be lesser, and it should be in such a way that the content is less but it's more compelling, more creative, and also self-explanatory. So that is where you have to practice and you have to gain mastery in, because as doctors you might be in a habit of writing more and more because that is what we were taught in our academic days. So but now when you are coming to write these kind of things like brochures and pamphlets, each of them has got its own requirements. So you have to modify the way you are writing, modify the word count, and bring it in such a way that it becomes interesting. The patients don't feel bored, at the same time they are informed and educated about that particular medical condition, the treatment that they should be looking for, and the preventive measures that one can take. The next type is clinical study reports, which is also called as CSRs. They are comprehensive documents that summarize the results of clinical trials, including details on the study design, results, and statistical analysis. The next is medical manuscript editing. Medical writers may also offer editorial services which involve editing and proofreading of manuscripts to ensure that they adhere to the journal guidelines and have clear and accurate content. This is an area where most of you can actually find opportunity. You may have colleagues around you or those who are actually working, but they have no time to go through manuscript preparation, and they might give you everything that they have prepared in their study and their research that they have conducted. But as a writer, if you have the expertise to edit the content and bring it in the shape and form that is needed according to the journal guidelines, then you can be of a great use in this area. And that also actually uh, sort of is in quite demand, I must say, because most of the doctors that we see, they have like those who have a flourishing clinical practice or are in academics, so they have such a strict and such a busy schedule that they have absolutely no time for this work. So you can be of you can offer your services and thereby uh, be successful in this area of writing. If you specialize in this, it would be of real great use to you. And finally, we come to medical blogs and healthcare content. So medical writers contribute to online blogs and websites, which you already know about, and they create informative content on health topics, medical breakthroughs, and healthcare trends for the general public. So if you have a blog of your own, and if you think that you must be writing blogs which are in detail, so that any person who wants to Google about a particular disease condition, they would like to come and see your website because it has got almost everything that is needed. It has got almost every disease condition that's covered. So in such a way, your blog becomes, and if you make a blog of that sort, you can monetize it later. Um, of course, there are certain rules and regulations for monetizing a blog as well, but the idea is to write in such a style that can actually benefit you as an individual. Also, you can help organizations. For example, if there is a hospital and they have just started off and they want really great content on their website which contains medical blogs, which is actually telling the patients that they are doing this kind of a very good sort of a treatment. It's a new way that is done, It's the same old treatment, but then new, what can I say, new technology is being installed there. Uh, so, um, so that has to be highlighted, that has to be brought into the notice of the patients, and that can be done by these blogs and by these informative content which is put up there on these websites, and you can create them. And if you have the expertise on creating such beautiful and attractive content, then definitely there are many opportunities in this field for you. So each type of medical writing requires specific knowledge, skills, and adherence to guidelines to ensure accuracy and quality in conveying medical information. Whatever you convey, uh, you can change the style in which you are conveying it. You can be casual about it, you can be informative, you can add a pinch of humor in whatever you write so that it doesn't become draggy or boring for your audience. But the bottom line is that you have to have accurate content. You cannot compromise with the accuracy of the content that you are providing. uh, Spreading false information is totally wrong and it is unethical, so refrain from doing so. Make sure that your content is accurate in facts, and it's researched. Don't make false claims. There should be a proper research which is backing up your claim, and then the way you present it can definitely be changed according to the style that you find you are comfortable with. So you can pick the ones that you feel you are confident and try to excel in them. So that's all for this video. Happy writing, all of you. Thanks a lot.